Well, good morning everybody and Happy New Year. We're down here in Richmond, Virginia at the Capitol building actually, and as many of you may or may not know, in 2 weeks this place is going to be a madhouse. They're already making preparations, blocking the streets off down here for the protests that are coming in for SB 64, 16 and everything else. So we're going to get down here and give everybody a preview before y'all get down here. And I guess the current estimates are 50,000 people that are going to show up. And to be honest, I don't know where any of you are going to be staying, or I don't know how that's going to work. I'm sure everybody's going to be bussed in because we don't have parking down here as it is, just like for the residents. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, this is where we're going to be. And if you don't know where this is, I'm down on 9th and Bank Street. So yeah, you can see what they've got set up here. Lots of barricades all around the place, as far as the eye can see. And I'll take you up and show you the Capitol building now. You can see there's a lot of construction. And there's also a lot of detours here. I'm going to have to clean my lens apparently because it's raining. Luckily I did bring an umbrella. But here's where we're going to be, folks. Have a gander. Have a look around. There's a lot of people around the world, in this country in particular, who think that Virginia is going to be like the test balloon state for the rest of the country in terms of Second Amendment rights, and they're probably right about that. Governor Northam and his cronies, what they're proposing basically is to eliminate all instructions with firearms, any type of training. The way they've got this worded is so vague and ambiguous. They can apply it to any type of training, including boxing, martial arts gyms and academies, women's self-defense training. I mean, if it's any type of training that's designed to injure or harm or kill anyone is going to be effectively outlawed. And of course we've got the red flag laws coming into place, so you can pretty much chalk up anybody that's got any sort of mental health history, or anybody that's gotten into a drunken brawl at some point. They're going to get red flags put on them. Cops are throwing those around, issuing red flags like they're candy, like they're throwing Skittles. I have an idea. Why don't we start red flagging the police? I mean, the police have a 40% domestic violence abuse rate in their chosen profession nationally. That should raise some red flags, don't you think? Do we want domestic violence abusers running around our streets with guns while we're effectively being disarmed? It seems kind of crazy to me. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? We should be red flagging the politicians too. Any type of way they start proposing legislation like this that's violative of the United States Constitution, which is the Supreme Court and law of the land, well, if we're not going to treat them as treasonous traitors, then we should at least red flag them, because all of these laws that they're proposing and will likely ultimately pass, they don't apply to the politicians or to the police. Did you know that? Read the wording of the bill. So once again, they've excluded themselves from the laws, from the rules of the land, and they're going to subject the rest of us serfs to their whims. Let's go have a look around so you guys can get the lay of the land, because like I said, there's been a lot of construction, there's a lot of detours around here. Before y'all get down here from around the United States, let's have a look at what it's going to be. They got all the flowers out here for me. I feel very welcome here at the Capitol. This isn't my first rodeo to this Capitol. Been here quite a few times. Actually, we've had quite a few protests in this city over the years for all different sorts of reasons and agendas, but it's usually always for the same general concept, and that is that government is here to slowly erode more and more of our rights away. They do it through acquiescence. They just take little bites at a time until, before you realize it, there's really not much left. And let's have a look inside for y'all. Why not? Knock knock, Governor Northam. Nobody home, huh? Well, it is Saturday, in all fairness. You're here early in the morning, like bright and early, before the sun is even up. And I'm gonna figure out a strategy from there. If anybody's coming down to visit, we are open carry for the time being. The new legislators that are coming in, of course, have a different idea. They want to make this whole area here a gun-free zone. So only the politicians and the police, once again, will be allowed to have firearms. Oh, we do have some people in here. Let's see who we've got. Some guy's in here. He's on his phone. He just gave me the peace sign saying hello. So yeah, they're going to try to make this a gun-free zone, of course. I don't know if that's going to fly or not. In any event, in either case, the rest of the city, the rest of the Commonwealth here, the state of Virginia, is open carry. So the only thing that I would hope is that people who are coming here for this purpose, I hope y'all don't bring your long guns. You can certainly do that. That is your right to do that. And I understand the reasons why you want to do it and the point that you're trying to make. And if you don't exercise and flex your rights, it's just like any muscle group in the body. Use it or lose it. I get it. My only concern is, well, twofold, really. Number one, it's going to be a big distraction for people who are here to hear the message and to get their message out. And when you've got people showing up with long guns and dressed in fatigues, they kind of takes the attention away from what's going on. And it makes the message more about them, and photographers and everyone tend to focus on those groups instead of, you know, the purpose for us being here. So, you know, like I said, you are free and certainly within your rights to bring long guns, but I would ask that you don't. Use some restraint, use some common sense, and look at the big picture. Let's take a walk around the block. Washington, Jefferson, Mason. Look at this. Our Bill of Rights. All of our founding fathers represented here for eternity, right? They'd be flipping in their graves right now if they saw this shit. And you should too. I love that church over there. I'll show you guys that from the other side of the street. And of course, we got top secret Capitol Police blocking everything off around here. Very interesting here. Harry Flood Byrd, governor of Virginia from 1926 to 1930. The statue was financed by private donations. I think back in 1976, right around there, the bicentennial. And anyway, it was a permanent memorial dedicated to Senator Byrd in appreciation of his devotion to his career in government and showing governmental restraint and programs in the best interests of all the people of Virginia. Well, they've obviously lost sight of that since the bicentennial, which is a celebration, of course, of the American Revolution. And everyone's losing sight of that. They just want change, and we got to do away with the Bill of Rights, etc., etc. Good old Thomas Jackson. The statue presented it was a tribute back in, I think, 1875. This was erected, presented by English gentlemen as a tribute of admiration to the soldiers and the patriots here. Let's not disarm our soldiers and patriots, shall we not? Let's not and say we did, huh? It seemed like reaching for the moon. Some things have never changed. In a lot of ways, this is still the plantation state. How much has changed? Look at the old slave laws of Virginia. I don't know if any of you have ever researched it, but if you look at the old laws and they say, wow, when slaves were freed and slavery was abolished, those walls were torn down, and no longer were slaves required to ask permission from the government to get married. No longer were the slaves forced to ask permission to sell fruits and vegetables on the streets, to vend what they grew on their farms. Well, you look at, and they didn't have to ask for permission to travel. They were afforded those freedoms. Well, were those slave laws really abolished, or do they just now all apply to every one of us? We're all of us slaves, because I don't know about you, but I can't just travel anywhere without asking for permission and paying permits and fines, all sorts of things. I can't sell fruit and vegetables on the street that I grow in my garden, not without permission. Here's a view of the Capitol area map. I'll try to get a good shot of this. I'm sure you can get it online, but so you can see everything is shut down, mostly due to construction, not due to the upcoming rally here. Excuse me. When I was wishing everyone a Happy New Year, I wanted to tell you all a little something. I woke up New Year's Day to a completely crashed hard drive on one of my systems, and as a result I lost over 600 gigs. That's 600 gigabytes, GB with a G, of data. So like a little over 7 years of video and pictures, even including a PDF of my mother's handwritten will that she wrote on her deathbed 2 days before dying. So that's all gone. I spent the next 4 days using different forensic recovery software to get all those files back, to no avail. They were just corrupted to the point of being irretrievable. So yeah, Happy New Year to CyberDoc. You know what though? You gotta freaking laugh, man. Life goes on, man. I was bummed out, seriously bummed for like a whole day, and then I just wrote it off. I chalked it off and said, fuck it, man. Those of you who are coming down here to Richmond on January 20th, you want to connect with me, I'm going to include my my encrypted inbox email below. You can contact me that way, as long as you're not like crazy, over the top, insane people. We'll definitely hook up, at least get a bite to eat, rally, protest down here, whatever we got to do, you know, hang out for the day. That would be pretty awesome. There are some people I'd definitely like to meet. And another thing I wanted to mention to you, if you have $25 that you can spare, I would encourage everyone, please, I will put the link in the description, go visit the Virginia Citizens Defense League. It's vcdl.org. They really need your help. Like I said, it's $25 a year for an annual subscription, and it's a non-profit. Those folks do a lot of work, a lot of Second Amendment work, and they could sure use your help. A one-time donation is great too. $5, $10, whatever it is that you have. Show your support and help these folks fight for us. Yes, there he is, Thomas Jefferson, statesman, author of the Declaration of Independence and Statute of Virginia for Religious Freedom, father of the University of Virginia, architect of Monticello, inventor, farmer, scientist, and humanitarian. Well, how about that? It's Mr. Jefferson's building there. As you can tell, it's a rainy Saturday morning here in Richmond. I will try to get this video posted tonight. Like I said, I lost all my data, so all my exploration videos and actually all my software that everything's gone. So yeah, I'm starting from scratch. I had enough videos to put a video out like every day for like the next year. Quite a few actually. Like I said, that's all gone. Let's take a walk down to the street. And of course, we have Capitol Police vehicles everywhere down here. And this is just going to get more maddening as we get closer to the 20th. So our city is not even going to be our own pretty soon. It'll belong to all of you. And we're at the Virginia General Assembly building, so they call this the Pocahontas building. I doubt you can see inside. Oh yeah, you can see inside. This is where all the action's going to take place right here, people. So at the 900 Pocahontas building. This opens at 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm actually going to be here well before then. I'll be down here probably 3:30 in the morning. Give you a shot of some of these buildings. So this is where the shit's gonna go down. (1607) Godspeed, London to Jamestown. There it is, represented. And just remember, everybody, today's only here for a moment. Then it's tomorrow and it's gone. So fight for your rights, because nothing lasts forever on its own. You got to fight for it if it's worth it. Thanks for watching. Signing out from Richmond, Virginia, and hope to see you here on the 20th. Stay safe. Wish us luck.